my name is James Stoodley, here again at Full Potential Learning Academy. I am going to cover the final lesson of Chapter 15 of the McGraw-Hill SAT Guide. We'll be going over coordinating ideas and how to combine two ideas into one sentence properly. Today, we'll be going over complex and compound sentences in grammar. We'll be going over colons and semicolons and how to use both and what the difference is between them. We'll be going over how to correct run-on sentences with compound sentences. And finally, we'll have some practice to go over what you have learned today. Complex and compound sentences. When two ideas that are related to each other, or two ideas in general, are combined into one sentence, you have a coordinating ideas sentence, such as compound or complex sentences. The two types are different in the way they convey ideas together. A complex sentence has an idea that cannot stand on its own and needs another idea to go with it, as shown below. As we walked in the door, idea, Bernie jumped all over us. Second idea. The second idea supports the first idea, since as we walked in the front door is an incomplete sentence and needs the latter half of the complex sentence to be finished. The compound sentence is a sentence which has two complete ideas together. He was very excited to see us. We had been away for nearly a full hour. The first clause and the second clause can both stand on their own as complete sentences. Combined, they make a compound sentence. We can go over how they combine now with semicolons and colons. The colon and the semicolon. The colon and the semicolon help us combine like ideas into compound sentences. The semicolon allows us to focus on similar ideas and combine them into a compound sentence, and we see this below. The test was unbelievably difficult. Hardly anyone finished it on time. Now, the ideas are focused around this test and how hard it was, and the semicolon allows us to combine the ideas into one sentence. The colon itself also combines two ideas, but the colon allows us to follow up with an explanation, such as shown below. The meeting went well. Everyone was impressed by my presentation. The first clause is what happened, and the second clause is an explanation towards why it happened. The meeting went well only because the presentation was impressive. Be sure not to confuse the colon and the semicolon in sentences, otherwise you'll have errors, such as run-on sentences. And we'll see run-on sentences in the next slide. Run-on sentences. When you combine two complete ideas in a sentence and only separate them using a comma, you have a run-on sentence error. You see this in the example below. I have taken several science courses this year. My favorite was neuroscience. This is wrong, since we essentially don't have a breather in between a sentence and ideas, so we have the sentence that essentially keeps on rambling. You have this in conjunction or in combination with a bunch of run-on sentences. You have a combination of sentences that just ramble and ramble and ramble. To fix run-on sentences, you can add either a semicolon or colon appropriately, or you can add a conjunction that is appropriate, such as but, or, yet, for, and nor, and so, as one of the conjunctions. We see this in the two examples below. In the first one, we have the semicolon in use and just have the ideas together. In the second sentence, we have, I have taken several science courses this year, yet my favorite is neuroscience. The yet is a necessary pause used to explain that their favorite course was neuroscience out of all the other science courses. If you have remembering problems with conjunctions, remember boy fans, B-O-Y-F-A-N-S, and that is but, or, yet, for, and, nor, and so as boy fans. By remembering that and remembering how to fix run-on sentences, you can improve on these errors overall. Here is practice to help you go over what we have covered today. Simply fix any grammatical errors you find in these sentences. You either find a run-on sentence or a sentence using the conjunctions or semicolons improperly. Simply fix the sentences below. Feel free to pause the video now and try out the sentences on your own. Good luck! If you haven't paused the video now, I would recommend doing so right now. We will be moving on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here are the corrections to the sentences from before. In the first sentence, you must add a conjunction to the clauses in order to combine them correctly, such as and in the first sentence. In the second sentence, you must replace the semicolon with a comma in order to make the conjunction proper, because you can't have a semicolon and a conjunction together as separators. Finally, in the last sentence, you must replace the comma and with a semicolon, because a conjunction there would not work as well as a simple semicolon. Don't worry if you've made mistakes while going over this question or the other questions. The practice is what matters more. When combining two ideas into one sentence, it is important to connect them properly and to avoid confusion. Semicolons, colons, and boy fans helps a lot with that, but it's up to you to remember how to properly connect ideas into coordinating ideas in sentences. Thank you for watching. Teach you next time. This material was referenced by the McGraw-Hill SAT Guide, Chapter 15, Lesson 15, Coordinating Ideas. Once again, thank you for watching.